Today we're going to talk about unhealthy and healthy friendships. Well, let's first explain what unhealthy friendships is. It's when a person that you meet and a friend, you become friends, and they kind of get you doing things that's out of your character. You're not comfortable doing it, but you do it because we're friends. And we have always met, we have always experienced these things in life where we had friends who took us down roads we probably shouldn't have went, but we went with them, not blaming them, but not taking accountability for it, because it's still up to us whether or not we chose to do it. But we're going to talk about our friendships today as we are older people now, and we still have certain friends that have led us down wrong paths. So let's dive deep into this conversation and see what comes up here. So have you ever had a friendship where it was considered unhealthy?
With that definition that you just gave of an unhealthy friendship, I would have to say yes. I've had unhealthy friendships that wouldn't have been beneficial to me and my life's journey. If I could sit back and think, the friendships that I've had, not all of them, because I have great friends. I all around I have great friends. But if I can think of the times in my life when I sit and think like, wow, I wish I didn't do this, or I wish I didn't do that, those same people are in those times. They appear in those times. So I would have to say, yeah, that has to be telling that it must have been something around those times. Maybe it was the company that I was keeping, and it was my choices, the people that I guess even in the younger years, when you get into friendships and you start to hang with people, a lot of times you don't really see the people for who they are or what their intentions are. But as the years go on, and you just keep, and you know it in your heart, you know, whether you're getting dropped back at home and you're like, wow, why did I do this, or why did I go here? And instead of having that friend to say, hey, don't do this, or maybe we shouldn't do this, when you have somebody encouraging certain behaviors or certain things, I have to sit and ask myself, was that, or is that a real friendship? Because
that's a good synopsis on that. Like I said, in the same way, we also have healthy friends, and we also want to insinuate those too, because those are good things too, because we got friends that will guide you. You always got that one friend that was always telling you, hey man, don't do that.
Yeah.
That's not the best idea right there. So,
that's true.
Yeah, so you want to also address, those issues, because you got good friends as well. It's not a one-sided thing, but at the same time, we're more inflicted with how people who affects us negatively.
Yeah,
because
I wondered that. I was going to say that. Why is it? Does it seem? I don't know. Maybe for me a little bit. When I think about my friends, all of my friends, and I think about, okay, who did I gravitate to more? Who was I more drawn to? Because like you said, you have the friends that's going to be uplifting.
Yeah.
They're going to say, hey, Shay, don't go here. Or, you know what, girl, I was thinking this probably wasn't a good idea for us, and we're just going to turn the other way. But then you might have the other friends that'll be like, hey, no, let's just do it. Who cares? Forget everybody. It's like you tend to go to the ones that are leading you down the bad path.
But that's
the wrong path.
Because we're more. My father used to have this thing. He used to say, you don't have to teach a man to do wrong. You have to teach a man to do right, because a man automatically knows how to do wrong, because we were born in sin. So the wrong comes easy. You naturally know how to do wrong. And so those are the things that attract us. All these things are fleshly things. And the things that edifies the flesh, not the spirit, but edifies our flesh. So these things feel good to us physically. So yeah, if the friend is telling you to not do this, or not talk to this person or that person, or go to this place and hang out at this spot.
Yes.
Well, yeah, those places are the places we want to hang out, because it feels good to the flesh. We all edify our flesh first, because we understand the flesh feeling good more important than the spirit. Because the spirit is going to give us things that we ought to do and what we should do.
Yes.
But the flesh makes us do things that pleasure us. And
That's what it is.
We
that
are more into
that quick.
with our pleasures. So yeah, that's the friends that's going to always stick out, because the one that's telling us to do right, that ain't usually fun. That ain't usually what we want to do. But that's understandable. So it's like I say, it's how you build your friendship.
And it's that whole, when I think of the cartoon where you had the angel on this shoulder and the devil on this shoulder, you got that good friend over here and you got the bad friend over here, and it's like, okay, telling you everything, hey, if you go this way, this, what path are you going to choose, and not only just that, but what kind of friend are you? And I ask myself that, and I think about different instances. Have I been the friend to lead someone down a bad path, or was I a friend that spoke up? And I can list quite a few times where I was that friend that I spoke up and said, hey, you know what? I don't think that's a good idea. Or, hey, you know what? Hey, this might not be a good outcome. And, there have been times where I was on the hot seat in my friendship because I was trying to be a good friend. That meant they either didn't talk to me for a couple days, or there was an issue where, the communication, basically, the not talking to, or actually being mad at me because I was trying to. But then when they reflected on that, oh, Shantae, I had to think about it. I'm sorry that this, I'm sorry I didn't talk to you for a couple days, but this was this. Why is it that people get angry when you're trying to tell them to do the right thing and you're just being a good friend? You're trying to be a good friend.
Well, that's because, again, that's when you're pushing somebody to do something that feels good to their flesh. Like I said, we're prone to do wrong. We have to be taught to do what's right. So yeah, we're prone to these things, and these things are the most attractive thing. Like I say, Satan don't attract us with things that we don't want. He attracts us with the things we do want.
Yeah.
So that's where they come from. And yeah, everybody, when you out here, understands this. So this is why we got this. But we look at life now because we're older people, and we got friends taking people into places where mentally and physically and spiritually they probably shouldn't be. But
yes,
this is the issue that plagues us today as a society, because we all want to feel good. Everybody needs to be happy, and I think that's the wrong mindset. Not saying that you shouldn't want to be happy, but at the same time, we also want to be right. You want to do what's right in the eyes of God and in the eyes of our society, in the eyes of our family, all of that. And we're making decisions now based off of how happy we are, when it should be how happy we all are in that sense.
Yes.
It's not just your happiness. If I got a family, then my family I'm making decisions based off of making my family happy. What's best for my family? And that's the thing.
Yeah, and that you hit it on the head right there when you said the places that you're going into. And again, people have their choices. What are you going to choose when somebody asks you to go into a place that you normally wouldn't go in, and being a church member, or how would it look? I'm in a certain place on a Saturday, but then on Sunday, what happens when somebody from my church family rides by and sees me coming out of some of these places? How are they going to view me? If I'm singing on the choir and I'm, how am I going to be getting, positivity, putting positivity out there on Sunday? It's, and then on the other days of the week, I'm going in places that are questionable, so when I've had that in my life, and I found that in my younger years, just early 20s, late teens, just getting out of high school, where I just thought everybody was my friend. Like, wow, this person is so cool and I just want to hang with this person. But some of the things, some of the places, and it's like, but then I always had one of my friends, we've been friends for so many years, 30 years. And I think about what is the difference? What is the difference that held us together as friends for so many years? Well, I think about that person bringing positivity. that's what made me, it was more like a sisterhood, because, hey, I have your back. Hey, don't go here. Hey, you know what? I don't think this is a good idea. And that's not saying in our younger years, we didn't figure that out. We didn't get that out of our system. And then we realized, okay, we can laugh about it now and say, hey, remember when? But now when we think about it now, like, wow, and we're in the Word. And now it's a call, and it's like, hey, let's have Bible study together. Let's do that. Back then, I would have thought that was corny. Like, who wants to do that over the phone? But, I was more gravitated to the one who did want to go into the questionable places. Who did want to, oh, wow, he won't know. Girl, don't tell him. Now you find yourself getting in situations where you're cheating. You're not being honest with the person that you're in a relationship with. You're not going to tell them these places you're going to. Hey, and you can use your friend as an alibi. You're like, oh, we're just going to hang out here, knowing that you're both somewhere you shouldn't be. And that creates issues, not just in your friendships, but it creates issues in your relationships.
Yeah, and it destroys
in your relationships. And that's not a good thing, because now if I'm sneaking from my mate and, I'm allowing this person to pretty much dictate the path of my life. How is that going to end for me? Because if I'm doing this and I'm messing up my house and home, and now this person is still maybe being having a happy life, being a happy wife, and now my house is in turmoil. So
that's how it works. But see, that's one of our issues that we have, because that's what it mainly does. Because we got to understand that friendship's supposed to build us up. We're supposed to have friends that build us up, help us, lead, not necessarily lead, but point us in the right direction when we get off track a little bit. But at the same time, that's the most important thing about friendship. And friendships have to impact your life in a certain way. And today we kind of gravitate toward friendships that are not healthy toward us, because, like I say, we tend to want to be happy. And happy is our goal. So
yes.
Everybody has that.
And a real friend is not going to have you doing things that is going to mess you up, mess your life up. A real friend is going to want to see the best in you.
Yeah,
they're going to want the best to come out of you. And they're going to want to be there to help that best come out of you. Because if you're not adding positivity in someone's life, why do we string these people along? Sometimes you have to just cut off people. It's like a tree limb. It's not growing. There's no fruit. There's nothing good coming from that. We're going to have to just cut it down, and just resonate to the people that are actually bringing something positive in your life. Because you ever just get on the phone with somebody and you're just feel drained when you get off the phone.
Oh, yeah.
That you just feel like your spirit has just been like, what just happened? Why do I feel so drained? And sometimes people bring those bad spirits. Like, I don't need that. And, had I had that mindset in my younger years, there would have been different outcomes. I would have had different stories that I could bring to the table that were more positive. Not saying I don't have positive stories, but there would be some of the ones that were, I would say, maybe those uh-oh moments, or the ones that I wasn't taking accountability for, that I wouldn't even have to talk about today.
Well, let's wrap it up right here. We had brought up some interesting points, and we're going to do a more detailed video on this, and it's coming real soon. Go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to us. We definitely need for you to do that. Matter of fact, subscribe, like as many times you want here. But at the same time, we're trying to build a positive podcast that want to speak on some positive things and get us going in the right direction. Would you like to add anything to that, Shay?
What I will add, Luke, is to all our viewers, just be a good friend. Be that person that has lasting friendships, because positivity is the key.
Yes. And with that, like I say, like, subscribe, share, do those things first, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thank you for visiting us
at our place.